Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Michelle, and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to press that like and subscribe button. That way you can stay updated with all my latest videos. So today, I was just sitting around and I was thinking about what type of videos I could do to, attract people to my channel. What is it that people would like to know about or talk about? I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I have enough whereas though I like to ask questions and, sometimes I may get a reply, other times I may not. And I just decided after about, okay, so what I've been doing is I wanted to test a few things out before I talked about them. So as I was coming into the new year, I said, so what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to try to do everything different. I'm going to start my portfolio all over again. I'm going to exclude everything from last year, even a lot of the lending platforms, because there have been so many problems. And that's also another thing I want to talk about as well, maybe in the next video. So I decided to basically test out a lot of the exchanges, cryptocurrency exchanges, because I'm not sure if people know this, but I'm almost certain a lot of people that get into the crypto space and want to learn how to trade, they want to know what are the best exchanges. So, like for the past week, maybe even 2 weeks, well, it's been longer, but I would say for the past week since it's the New Year's, I've basically been trying out different exchanges. And it's gotten to a point where it's become so frustrating that I'm like, you know what, this is what I'm going to make the video about. People that are coming into the crypto space, it's something I think that, some people want to know. And so what I decided to do is just do different videos of my experiences with different type of currencies, different exchanges. And this one right here is about the good and the bad experiences, you deal with when you deal with crypto exchangers. So first, I wanted to talk about one of the ones that I first started out with, which was Polonius, not Bittrex. And as I stated, there are a lot of good and bad things about using cryptocurrency exchangers. So what I'm going to do is do I need to log in? And probably not. So the good thing about Polonius, as a matter of fact, I'm going to log in because I like to have my screens dark. That's the setting that I have them on. So hold on for a second. Okay, so we're back. So yeah, so Polonius was one of the first websites that I started on, and it was pretty easy and it was really interesting. It helped me learn a lot about the exchanges, and I also had a lot of bad experiences, with Polonius. All I'm gonna say is if I would have kept my tokens, all of the tokens I was collecting last year, and just everything and never got rid of anything, I would be a millionaire right now just by holding all of the tokens. I wish I could just go in and show you guys, but man, you would be surprised at the tokens that I held, and they were at just a few satoshis. Now they're in the hundreds of dollars, if not close to $100. But anyway, so one of the good things about Polonius is that it's the traffic. It has a lot of traffic. You know, um, the liquidity. It's easy to get rid of a lot of your coins. They did have a community chat, but that was taken away last year due to some of the issues that I'm going to discuss. There are different trading pairs. You have XMR, USDT, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, and they also have a lot of just a lot of the known coins on here. They don't have everything, but they do have a lot of good things. These guys also offer margin trading, and that is another way that it's another way you can earn some money is if you're into margin trading. They also have a lending side. Me, not to get ahead of myself, I'm not really into margin trading because last year around this time, the margin side was so messed up. Let's just talk about the bad right away. The margin side was so messed up that what happened on Polonius is it actually X people out of their trades, and it caused people to lose, I mean, shit tons of money. I mean, Polonius was causing people to lose so much money. It was unbelievable. People were being taken out of margin trades early, or it was just a mess, and it drove a lot of us that were on the exchange away to Bittrex, Well, I was one of the first ones out of my team to leave because I feel as though when you are an exchange or a company and you're collecting millions of dollars, the least you could do is to be a little bit more, a little bit more efficient when it comes to dealing and handling your customers. So what happened is that not only did they cause people to lose a lot of money, it was like they refused to upgrade their servers and their system. Then on top of that, these guys, they were removing coins, adding coins, freezing wallets for weeks and months. You couldn't really do anything, and that's like a major issue when it comes to the exchanges. But it still was never really, it was a serious issue, but only for people who really lost their money. So like I said, Polonius is a good trading website, but as far as I'm concerned, everything in all of these exchanges, they're extremely risky. They also have a lending side where you can lend certain coins, and you can actually have a little passive income. So they have Bitcoin, you can lend Clam, Doge, Dash, Litecoin, MadeSafe, Stellar Lumens, XMR, XRP, Ethereum, and Factom. And these are the coins that these guys allow you to loan out. You can offer your loan for 2 or more days. You can actually even put it on auto renew, and it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for if it's something you wanted to do, or if it was a place you wanted to just, let's just say, throw your tokens and just store them. Because once you loan them out, they're automatically locked up, and then you have the option to auto renew, which keeps your loan in a constant state of loan. You also have an option to set your own loan offers and rates over here with the percentages, you know, and that's kind of sort of it. So, like I said, Polonius is pretty okay now, but considering what happened last year, would I go back? I'm not sure, but I was thinking about giving it another shot a long time ago. Let's see, do I even have anything on this account? I don't think I do. I removed everything out of here because it just made me so mad. I have 8 cents on here, and that was kind of it. Bitmark, that's their token. But yeah, and it's temporarily disabled. That's been disabled since last year. That's always been disabled. But yeah, that's it for Polonius. So now we're going to move over to Bittrex. So what are the good things that I liked about Bittrex? Well, for one, Bittrex held a lot of tokens. And when I say a lot of tokens, I'm talking about all of the tokens that weren't listed anywhere else, especially when it comes to dealing with a major exchange. Bittrex was the exchange that basically had them all. You can go on Bittrex and you can just find some of the strangest coins, and they'll be worth money, if you bought into the right ones. And you can actually trade on the exchange. It was pretty effective. It was pretty decent. And they also allow you to trade in those with the micro transactions. You know how when you sell off a token and you have 0.000 of a token left in Satoshis? Well, with Bittrex, these guys allow you to actually get rid of it. And not only do they they allow you to sell it off, so you don't get stuck with those things in your basically in your wallet. Because most people, as you'll see when I get over to another exchange, they actually cut it off in certain exchanges where you are only able to buy and sell the tokens, per token. They don't go break it down into the Satoshis or the point such and such value, but they will take a fee out of it to kind of sort of purposely leave an amount in your account. So, you'll always have less than one of whatever you're removing from the account, because a lot of the exchanges have changed it to the point where no matter what token you buy, you'll always have a percentage just left there, in the account. Let's see what Sia Coin is doing right now. I'm sorry, because Sia Coin is one of the tokens I wanted to jump in on, and Bittrex is that spot. Bittrex is that place where you can go and find what you need. So let's see what Sia Coin is going for right now, because I wanted to buy Sia Coin when it was like 2 cents last week, and I'm like, man, I should buy Sia Coin. It's going to have a breakout. Oh, I should. It's 11 cents right now. So it went from 8 cents to 11 cents. Listen, I'm just going to wait for a nice pullback to maybe around like 4 or 5 cents, and then I'll jump in on Sia Coin and play catch up. But anyway, let's get back to Bittrex. So what I used to do when I used to come onto Bittrex is I would come on and I would click the added button to see who was added and who was added recently. And recently they put Unicoin Gold. So Unicoin Gold is part of You know the guy from Shark Tank? I'm not sure. What is his name? Mark Cuban. So Mark Cuban is part of Unit. He's actually invested a lot in Unicoin Gold, and they actually have a website. It's called. Let me go over here and look for you guys. Uh, it's called esports betting. And what happened is that when you log on to this, you sign up, and these guys give you free tokens. But what they give you is they give you free Unicron silver tokens. At first, these were what they were giving out, but I'm assuming they switched over. I don't know how that worked out. So when you signed up for Unicron and for their gaming system and everything, you basically get free Unicron silver tokens. You really can't do anything but play the games and stuff with them. But as far as the Unicron Gold, uh, if you're playing the games with the silver, I don't think that I'm not sure what you can do with the gold because I never looked into it. Once I realized it was two other coins, I kind of stopped coming on here every day. But yeah, that's what that was all about. But that's Unicron Gold, and that's something that I definitely wanted to get into because who doesn't follow a billionaire? Mark Cuban is like super rich. And then you have Enigma, which is another one I added to my portfolio a while ago. Yeah, so with Bittrex, when you get on Bittrex, they have the Ethereum markets, they have the USDT markets, yeah, where you can trade and buy different types of tokens. But the thing about Bittrex is that there is a possibility. Well, for one, these guys have cut off new registrations because of the influx of people into the crypto community space. So these guys not only have they been running slow the past 24 hours, these guys have they basically cut quite a few people off. So it's kind of hard to open up an account if you don't already have one. It's the same thing for Binance and a few other ones. But the issue with Bittrex is Bittrex is an American exchange, and there's a 100% possibility that you could have all your money just taken from you. You can have all your funds frozen and removed. And when it comes to responding to people, when it comes to these cryptocurrencies or exchanges or any program, zero. You don't get any reply. That's something that customer service is one of the biggest issues in crypto space. And when it comes to these organizations and these businesses, on one end, when it's time to promote something that they have to offer you, you can get all the community conversation in the world, but almost as instantly as they get your money, they cut you off. It's screw you. You have to deal with it when you do. And another thing that took me by surprise is Bittrex had the Ignis airdrop, and someone asked them about that in one of their community forums or something, and Bittrex basically said, "We'll get to it when we get to it. We don't really care how you feel. We don't care that we have your money locked up. We'll just get to it when we can." And to me, when a company that has your money, as if you're an investor, is talking to you or treating you like that, it's about good. It's good for you to just take your money and leave because that's just so disrespectful. But like I said, Bittrex is a pretty okay site. Use at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor. And as I stated, there are some good things. You can find a lot of the latest tokens on here. They're listed pretty quick. And Bittrex is a pretty fast and decent exchange with, it's not as liquid as Polonius, but it has more tokens. Polonius is more liquid, but it doesn't have as many tokens. But the trade volume is extremely high. Outside of Binance, because Polonius lost a lot of their customers, including myself, because of their lack of customer support. Who else is next? Next, we are going to go to MarketOx. So MarketOx is one of those backwater exchanges, the ones that people don't really discuss or talk about. But I like MarketOx. And not because I haven't had too many issues, but I like MarketOx because MarketOx is where you go if you are into ICOs. And I'm going to show you, this is like when I first, like last year around this time, when I first started paying attention to ICOs and people were saying, no, they're dangerous, get out of them, don't deal with them, blah, blah, blah. MarketOx offers quite a few ICO tokens, in their pre-ICO stage. So recently, I just went and bought some ARC tokens. These guys are 55 cents. They are in their ICO stage. They will be for the next 8 days. It was 10 before. ARCT is an arbitrage Let's see, you can go over here. These guys, it's an arbitrage trading platform. It's a legit trading platform. I felt as though it was better than going into one of the hype programs. So these guys have been sitting here. They have bitcointalk.org. They have all the information. And you can actually visit their website. It's pretty interesting. And you can pick the tokens up for pretty cheap. They also had Steep, CCC, XCPO, and DCN, as well as Kin and Dentacoin. And when these guys post a lot of these tokens are literally here sitting dirt cheap, and all you have to do is create an account and, buy the tokens. Now, the only issue with dealing with MarketOx is there's the liquidity, it's just not enough traffic to liquidate your tokens. And as far as the deposits and the withdrawals, I haven't had any issues with the deposits and withdrawals, but I have seen quite a few people complain and have serious issues about the deposits and withdrawals. Their chat room is pretty active, but it's not active as it should be. But I guess it is what it is. As you can see, it still says connecting. A lot of these sites lately, especially the exchanges, have had major problems in the past week. So that's another thing that you're going to have to look for when you're dealing with a lot of the crypto exchanges. You're going to face a lot of problems. Now, when I talk about issues across the exchanges, it's not necessarily just one of them, like when I talked about margin trading on Polonius, because that actually has affected quite a few exchanges all across the board, especially last year with Ethereum, all across the board at one time. So that doesn't necessarily just affect one exchange, but there are some shady exchanges. We will get to those. So as you can see, whatever's going on with MarketOx, these guys aren't even able to connect to their system. You're not able to connect. It's just basically connecting and loading. But there is movement over here when it comes to the buying the charts. So yeah, that's MarketOx. But like I said, MarketOx is one of those backwater exchanges where you can get all the cheap tokens. You can find things that you can't find on other exchanges. They're all pretty risky, but when you start to use 4, 5, and 6, and 7 exchanges, believe me, the fees and just the transferring back and forth will really start to just tee you off. So let's move over to CoinExchange, because there wasn't really too many bad things you can say about MarketOx. A few good things, but yeah. So CoinExchange, let's talk about CoinExchange. So if you're into hype programs, HYIP lending platforms, especially ones who have their own tokens with some form of utility, or so they claim, CoinExchange is your best friend. And when I say CoinExchange is your best friend, all of the lending tokens get listed on CoinExchange before they go anywhere else. Why? Because it's the easiest one to get listed on. So if you are into, let's just say, what is this? Regal Coin, XPB3 Doge. As a matter of fact, we're just going to go down here and then show you all the coins that were newly listed. So if you are into lending platform tokens, like I said, in the hype programs, you're going to find a lot of the lending tokens over here. So we have Home Block Coin that was listed on 12/27. Then you have Matrix Coin, which was listed on 12/13. Devora Coin, Vaughn Coin. What else? You have Credence coins, but these guys basically bailed and dumped the coin. I just would like to know what that looks like. You also have Bit Serial. I think that's what it is, Bit Serial. You'll have that. You also have Binary Coin, and you also have Gold Rewards. If you are into any of these tokens and you wanted to get them cheap, or get them before anyone else gets them, or as soon as they come off the exchange, CoinExchange is a good place. As far as other tokens go, I don't suggest buying them on CoinExchange, because the withdrawal fee is just ridiculously high. CoinExchange charges you maybe about 20 or 30 bucks for Bitcoin withdrawal. And most of their wallets are always locked up or under maintenance. So when it comes to dealing with CoinExchange, you have to have a lot of patience. because it will stress you out, but you will get your deposits and you will receive your withdrawals. So I really haven't had too many issues with CoinExchange other than maybe the fees. So because of the fees, I try to avoid certain exchanges because the fees become just completely just stupid. I mean, whatever the idea was, you know, whatever the idea for cryptocurrency was, that no longer applies because of the greed within the space now. I mean, the greed is just unbelievable. We'll get to that as well. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about CoinExchange. CoinExchange is okay if you have the patience or if you're into hype programs. If you're not dealing with that, if you're like a person who has the tolerance level is short, you have like a small tolerance, little bits of tolerance, and you basically want to avoid fees, you want to avoid CoinExchange, or you will be over here swapping your coin in and out for Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash, because that's just, it's crazy. So on to my next exchange that I've been trying. So that is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're over here at cost.io. So so what made me interested in cost is their token. So let's go over here and I'm going to show you cost token. So this is cost. So when I brought cost, it was 25 cents. Right now, it's $1.17. So when I brought cost maybe like 5 days ago, it was 25 cents. Now, the issue that I have with their exchange is not only is it extremely bad, you ever heard of the saying, dealing with a roach motel? Everything, it goes out, but it does. I mean, everything goes in, but nothing comes out. It's easy to go in, nothing to come out, something like that. Well, that's kind of sort of what's going on with cost.io for the past week. And this is a fairly new exchange. And it's gotten so bad that if you go to their Twitter and you go to some of the other places, not only are these guys it's like their exchange is so bad that it's like they're trying to manipulate the market. Okay, so I made a deposit to buy some of the cost tokens, to invest in the platform because I was completely interested. Went over there, brought about maybe 400, 500 tokens, right? So in the process of me buying the tokens, had some Ethereum left, decided to withdraw the Ethereum. So while I'm withdrawing the Ethereum, the withdraw button just doesn't work. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? So I figured the withdrawal never went through. Came back a few hours just to check and see what was going on. Not only did the withdrawal process, it's basically stated that in order for your withdrawal to be completed, you have to go and click confirmation email. Other than that, it won't be completed. So that was already, that basically was, well, not the confirmation email, but the withdrawal was done. And it's on automatic withdrawal. So what Cost decides to do is not only did they disable the automatic withdrawals, they refuse to process any of the withdrawals. They haven't processed withdrawals for over a week. So not only have they not processed withdrawals for over a week, their whole exchange is basically like crap. I mean, I thought HitBTC was crap. This exchange right here is complete trash. And I seriously mean it. And I mean, it's so bad. It's like a lot of us know, if you don't know, that first of all, when you deposit money into accounts, let's go. It's because I have two accounts here. I had to create two accounts because it was just a whole lot going on. So let's log into one of my accounts. I'm going to show you some stuff. Okay, so as you can see, you basically you get dividends every week if you own cost tokens. So as I brought the tokens, they start going up. But like I said, during the withdrawal, okay, so this is the account where I had some Ethereum. And this is the second account I had to create, but I had Ethereum. I just didn't, you know how you have money deposited somewhere, you get sidetracked and you forget. So I end up creating another account. But this is the account that I tried to take the Ethereum out of. So what happened is that it talks about your deposits and withdrawals. In order to confirm a withdrawal request before it can be processed, you will have to click the link provided in the withdrawal request email confirmation. The withdrawal request never came. it doesn't send. It's like Cost went in and purposely went in automatically and, you know, disabled all of that. So if you didn't already know, when you deposit money into an exchange, it doesn't necessarily go into the exchange. It goes into their cold wallet, their storage. It's more, for the most part, a lot of exchanges hold a lot of their holdings offline in a wallet. So what these guys did is, people were wondering, why were they getting insufficient funds, double transactions, or just things weren't going well. And I basically told them, well, it's because that you're not spending. No one understood that you're not spending actual money in the. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to take and check something out. So yeah, what I was explaining to people is that most of the time when you are spending money on exchanges, you're not necessarily spending money, you're spending credits, because the tokens are not actually deposited onto the exchange. And what Cost decided to do is, they're allowing people, now catch this, everything on the exchange is completely screwed up. And not only is it screwed up, it looks like these guys are trying to manipulate the market. So what they're doing is, they're allowing people to deposit money, but then no updates, there no notifications on the website, as you can see. But almost as instantly, if you try to trade or do anything outside of the deposits, you're kind of basically locked out of the platform. And it's been doing that for about a week now. This right here, withdrawal automated processing, was basically stopped. It was never sent out. So what Cost decided to do is to go on to Twitter. If you go to their Twitter, you will see the worst stuff. Like, people are just mad because Cost decided to blame it on their node updating. First, it was them blaming the node for updating. That's why people couldn't have, issues. They were having issues trading. Then they start blaming it on the Ethereum blockchain. But the problem that I was having is, well, how are you blaming Ethereum withdrawals and every Litecoin withdrawals? How are you blaming everything on a blockchain when none of this stuff is actually processed onto the blockchain for it to get slowed down or jammed up? Like, you're literally, like, you're holding everybody's money in your wallet. You're accepting all types of deposits. And then almost instantly, when people start complaining, you say, oh, we're sorry, it's going to take 7 to 10 days, and that's basically, it's like they're stealing, and then they're manipulating the market. Because if you go to one exchange, you'll see a price, but if you come over here on cost.io, it's like they're jacking the price up, making it look like it's something that it's not. It's very manipulative. And I have come to a point where this is a 100% you can't trust this type of exchange and these type of businesses. And also, when I did some research, these guys actually had a project called Veros, and if Veros, and if you check out Veros on CoinExchange, not only did they abandon Veros, these guys dumped Veros. And they don't talk about it if you ask them about it. Like, you can't really, they will 100% ignore you. So these guys dump Veros to the point where it's not even registering on the Bitcoin and Bitcoin value, if you've noticed, because when when it registers under a Satoshi, you get these numbers. E minus 0.9 BTC, and then it's worth 14 Ethereum Satoshis or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of sort of what happens when we're dealing with exchanges and dealing with these type of shifty companies. Because right now, how much Ethereum is this that I have here, and I have some in my other account? I just left my costs alone because at the end of the day, I'm still making money off of the cost. I just can't withdraw it because you can't withdraw anything. Now, if they have them still, okay, so they disabled all of the Ethereum-based tokens and you can't withdraw them. They left these here, but you technically can't withdraw these either. So it's kind of a 52 fake out. But if you go over to deposit, now, if you go over to deposit, these guys allow you to deposit anything you want. But almost, they never tell you there's an issue, there's a problem, but they purposely went in and took off all of the other tokens. So it's like, when you deal with exchanges like this, you have to deal with the lies and the problems and the scams that are going on, because it's something really shifty going on behind the scenes with Cost, because they are refusing to give people their withdrawals. They will not process their withdrawals, and it's been about 3 or 4 days now. So yeah, that's another, thing. That's just one of the, things you deal with when dealing with an exchange. But as far as the good thing go, I mean, hey, I brought some tokens, I'm making some money. It's just that I can't get them out. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to get them out because, I mean, every other day it's an excuse. Today we got an excuse of everything will be fixed, but they don't know when. So we all know how that goes. So now we're going to go to HitBTC. So I'm sorry for making this video so long, but I just kind of got caught up into it, and I wanted to just give you my experiences, as I go through them with you. So HitBTC. Now, if you have seen any of my previous videos, will let you know HitBTC is to stay away from HitBTC. No matter what. No matter what you do not deposit money into HitBTC. Don't just stay away from HitBTC because HitBTC outside of costs.io is literally the worst exchange out here right now. So not only does HitBTC manipulate the market, HitBTC doesn't credit your accounts. They have extremely high withdrawal fees. I mean, their withdrawal fees are outrageous. So you remember the cost token that we were talking about? So the cost token right now, right, is $1.17. Now, this is what I want you to see. This is how slimy these guys are. The cost token right here is right now it's $1.17. So if you go to withdraw, so they have a flat fee of 65 cost tokens. Cost token is $1.17. Do you know how much that is in a withdrawal fee? That is why I tell people to stay away from HitBTC because they are literally robbing people. Serious. I'm talking about they are robbing people to the point where it's unbelievable, the shit that these exchanges are doing to people, and then they're blaming it on the blockchain, or it's crazy. How much is it to withdraw Ripple? Yeah, they normally do this as well. You'll have a lot of the wallets locked up too when they're manipulating the price of certain coins. Okay, so when certain coins are pumping and going up, HitBTC, as well as a few other ones, what they do is they lock up certain tokens. It looks like so they can trade off of the tokens themselves, or they'll lock them up so you can't withdraw. Now you can deposit, but you can't withdraw the tokens. You can't trade. You can't really do anything with the tokens other than sell the tokens back onto their exchange. And there's a lot of pumping and dumping that is going on with HitBTC. So right now, as you can see, Ripple is completely it's temporary unavailable. As far as Bitcoin Gold, I'm not even sure. Let's see, USD Tether. So in order for you to transfer out of HitBTC, you have to pay $100 in order to transfer. So let's just say you have $1,000 in regular USDT cash, and then you have 500 cost tokens. And on top of that, you have some Bitcoin you want to withdraw. So you're going to have to pay $100 to withdraw your, what do you call it? $100 to withdraw. Let me see this for a second. Was it USDT? It's $100 to withdraw your own money. You have to pay a fee just to withdraw it. Then you have to pay $65, a 65 cost flat fee, which is probably a little over $65 since they are over $1 a piece. So that right there, so that's off of 2 transactions, you're paying $165. And that's on top. Now, if you have Bitcoin in there and you're trying to get rid of whatever 0.0009 is, you're going to pay that as well. Even though it's a flat fee, you're still going to pay that 0.009 in Bitcoin in order to get your money off. So depending on how many different types of tokens that you have, that's $14.93. Right now it's $14.93. Most of the other times it's normally like 20 or 30 bucks. So you're going to pay $14.93 for Bitcoin. Then you're going to pay $100 for USDT. Then you're going to pay $60, $65 plus for cost. And then whatever else the other tokens cost, you're going to end up paying a crazy amount of money for those as well. Not only that, these guys, they don't respond to you properly. These guys completely ignore you. And on top of that, They don't do airdrops, and when they say that they're going to do airdrops, they do airdrops. From what I found out is that they keep the airdrop tokens for the most part, and they don't distribute them. Same thing with hard forks and stuff. A lot of times people never receive their, stuff. They never even get their payments. They're just completely locked out. And that's the thing that you go off with HitBTC. Now, I will tell you this. The one good thing about HitBTC, and the reason why I started dealing with HitBTC, is because HitBTC has all the tokens. They have almost every token that hits the market, HitBTC has. You go into their website or you go into their Twitter, a crap load of just every token that you could possibly want hits HitBTC. The only problem is getting into HitBTC and some scammy stuff happening, because there's a possibility that you will lose all of your money dealing with HitBTC. It's unbelievable. But yeah, that's it with HitBTC. And now let's move to our last exchange, because I don't want to keep you guys long, and that is Binance. Binance is the latest up and coming exchange, because these guys have a lot of the hottest coins. They don't have them all, but they have they have really decent trading volume. They're paired really well. Their withdrawal fees are pretty cheap. They also have their own token called BNB token, which was just yesterday $11. As you can see, it's 1989. Tron is just being destroyed. Oh man. But yeah, these guys, and you can actually use the token to pay for the fees. But the only thing is, this is the exchange that you'll have a lot of micro fees. As a matter of fact, I'll show you. This is one of my accounts. You'll have a lot of transactional fees here that, where you have coins just stuck. So here, as you can see, Wabi token, you'll have the 0.957 SOM tokens that I took out of here. You have 0.696. So whatever token you buy, you'll always have those little micro bits left behind. And that's like one of the issues when dealing with exchanges and selling off your tokens and stuff, is the fees are what leave those microtransactions there. But as far as bad goes, what are the bad experience I've had with Binance? Well, not really too many bad experiences, but I will say, because of the influx of people, these guys have also cut off their registration, so you can't really register for them anymore if you don't already have an account. And as of late, it's become hard to trade because of the traffic. So if you're trying to trade, it's really becoming hard to trade on their website. So the best thing to do would be to use their app, if you can download out of the Google Store. And it's pretty easy to trade using their app. Now, what I think is going on with Binance as far as trading goes, I think it freezes up because they have all of the HTML and all this other shit. They have so much stuff on here that's loading the page, that's holding the page down. It's just so much, and it takes forever to load. So because of that, I think that that's the reason why the site freezes up. But for the most part, almost every single token that Binance has, it's like they pick the best tokens. Every token moves. I mean, literally, as you can see, APPCB, whatever this token is, it's up 106%. Almost every token is up. Even the ones that are down are actually still up, more than what they were a few days ago. So yeah, that is my experience with these crypto exchanges. I mean, if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. Also, like I said, you have to be really careful, but at the end of this, I mean, really, all I really have to say is, never trust any of these exchanges. Never trust any of the people in these crypto spaces, unless it's your friend or a family member. And even, sometimes then you can't be too trustworthy. I believe that you should take your money almost immediately when you buy tokens. You remove your tokens and put them into a Ledger Nano wallet or a Keep Key wallet, or, you can find them with the link below. You can actually purchase one. They're like $50-$60. Is to remove your stuff off of here, because at the end of the day, these guys can take your money, like kind of sort of like Cost did or HitBTC, and a lot of us still have money locked into those accounts. Because I still have money locked onto HitBTC. It's removed from your account at the top as far as the balance go, but it's stuck in transactions. That's where you have the issue at. Then you have costs, everything's stuck in transaction where they refuse to process, and then you have to wait. So you'll actually lose more dealing with the exchanges than you'll gain, by just holding your tokens in your hard wallet offline. I'm not trying to FUD or, spread bad news about a lot of these exchanges. I just wanted to just kind of share my experience because I've noticed that I've been having a lot of crazy ass issues with these exchanges, and they're just not good anymore. They're not good for trading, and on top of the new tax laws that are going on, it's just a whole lot of crazy stuff getting ready to happen. So with that being said, I've kept you guys for, oh wow, 40 minutes. I want to wish you guys stay warm, stay safe. Hopefully you like this long video. You'll subscribe and stay connected. And this is Michelle. I will talk to you guys later. You have a good night.